client who became debt-free through the work of CAP. This lady has written this story in her own words, which I'm going to tell you to protect her identity. I had always felt comfortably off. As soon as the bill came in, I would pay it. I was used to doing that. Then I found myself on my own. I had bills to pay. I had a mortgage to pay with no support. The money going out didn't match the money coming in. I started to use credit cards, and then it started to snowball. It started nice and slow. Suddenly, it really snowballed. Interest was being added on, and I was making payments, and yet interest was still accumulating. I was running around like a headless chicken. I was having to decide, I'll pay this and I'll not pay that, and that's when it got out of control. I struggled for a long time out of control. I couldn't think, I couldn't do anything. I was so worried. My mortgage was due to finish. I went to the building society. I decided that I would get a loan once my mortgage was finished to pay off my debts. The paperwork had been completed, and the girl said, finally, I'll just check to make sure you've made your final mortgage payment. As far as I was aware, that was my final payment. I was just about to sign the paperwork for the loan, then the news came. The building society had made a mistake. They had made a mistake, and I had to pay the mortgage for another year. So now I was worse off than ever. I was no longer able to get the loan. I was no longer able to pay off my debts, and I had another year to pay my mortgage. I didn't know where to turn. I confided in a friend. I got her support. She mentioned CAP to me. I'd never heard of CAP before. I didn't know what it was. I will never forget that first phone call to CAP. I was terrified, embarrassed, mortified. I had no idea how CAP worked. If I hadn't have had my friend standing beside me, I'd never have been able to make that call. I felt so isolated. I felt like I was the only one who'd ever got into this mess. It was just black. Within a short time, I had an appointment. As I anticipated the debt coach coming out to me, I wanted to hide. I was so ashamed. I kept thinking, she's going to think I'm a horrible person. How stupid can I be? I look back now with disbelief at my own negativity. When she walked in the door, she was non-judgmental and so understanding. She didn't act negatively. It really, really helped. She reassured me. I knew from the get-go I could trust her. It was like it was always my dirty little secret. I felt as I talked like a weight lifting off me, that I could actually breathe again. With worry and the stress, you just have things going round and round in circles. Now I could actually think. I had despair before I met my debt coach, and now she had given me hope. She prayed with me, and although we were of different faiths, we were praying to the same God, and I actually found it reassuring. It wasn't off-putting at all. When it came to my second visit, I didn't dread it. I had no fears of her coming out. She had reassured me, treated me like a normal person. I was actually excited because she was helping me. She had told me about the paperwork that I needed, and I was able to get that sorted. It didn't take long. I didn't struggle too much to gather up my paperwork, as I was always fairly organised. I had files for all my different paperwork. By the time the third visit came, I was really excited. I had no qualms. There was no trepidation. I was really looking forward to it. I remember saying to myself, I'm going to be debt-free before I'm 60. I'm going to have my debt cleared while I'm still working. It was so positive. I thought, I'm not on my own anymore. My debt coach couldn't make me any promises. She told me they would approach creditors to try and stop interest rates and charges, but they couldn't guarantee it. I thought, I've got myself into this mess, so I will get myself out of it. It's up to me to pay it, and I'm happy to do that. They gave me a budget. It gave me control. I got that control back again. Don't get me wrong, it was difficult. I just kept thinking, if I keep doing what I'm doing and what they tell me, I will get this debt cleared. I knew if I stuck to it, everything would fall into place. They had me looking at everything I spent my money on, my direct debits, my cash, but they were very flexible. They were looking at me as a person, and I felt I had everything that I needed. I wasn't starving. I did with less. It was so good to be in control. Before this, the debt was controlling me. Sometimes I thought, I'm already in debt, what does it matter if I get into more debt? But now I was watching my pennies, everything I spent. I put money in my purse on a Friday, and that was to do me all week. And if I ran out of money, that was it. But I never ran out. It took me about 2.5 years to clear my debts. Before I became debt-free, CAP took me through a CAP money course where they gave me all the tools and the skills to be able to manage my own finances. Now, I'm back to my tight budget. I'm getting work done in my house, in my living room, in my hall and stairs. I'm putting in new doors, and I said to the builder, I've got some money saved up, and when it's done. I'll save up and we'll start again. I'll never find myself in that situation again. Before CAP, I got the stuff I wanted. Now I get what I need. I have learned a lesson. The longer you wait for something, the more you appreciate it. Now when I save up and buy something, I'm like, wow, it's a process, and now I can wait for the process. CAP has taught me great discipline, and it has remained with me. It's totally freeing. I used to be a quivering wreck, and now I'm a strong, independent woman. I couldn't have done it without my debt coach. We were a very good match. We clicked right away. I will never forget the impact she had on my life. I'm proud of what I've achieved. I'm in control of my money now, and I've learned a valuable lesson. I've been debt-free now for almost 3 years. If I had to give advice to someone who was struggling with debt, I would definitely recommend CAP, without a doubt. You brought me out of the dark and into the light again.